Hey guys, Zuzu here. Welcome to my second Sonic discussion video. It's been quite a while since my previous one, but don't worry, more discussion videos and commentaries will appear on this channel in the near and distant future. Today, I plan on covering one of this fanbase's most controversial topics, a question that many people almost always ask. Should Sonic's boost formula be left to rot in the past? In this video, I will be sharing my stance on the matter as well as a few alternative perspectives on the boost formula. Boost formula. Fuck. There are many valid arguments on both sides, so I promise to be as fair and unbiased as possible. Hopefully I won't be lynched by an angry Twitter mob for all this, but let's get the show on the road. The boost formula was first implemented in Sonic Rush for the Nintendo DS back in 2005. No, I'm not counting the Sonic Heroes' special stage boost. That doesn't count. That's not the core gameplay mechanic. Anyways, it was a refreshing change of pace from the traditional momentum-based platforming. Rather than relying on the traditional spin dash to help you gain speed, you can tear through hordes of enemies and soar through the stage at top speed with just a push of a button. Of course, it wasn't that simple. You still had moments where you had to slow down and platform. Sonic Rush was the king of unnecessary bottomless pits, unfortunately. But the boost is where 90% of Sonic Rush's enjoyment lies. The other 10% is split evenly between the soundtrack and the trick system. Man, I love Sonic Rush's soundtrack. But that's a video for another day. Later on, the boost formula made its way to the 3D game space. After this disaster that is Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed became the first 3D Sonic game to implement the boost formula. And let me tell you, the difference between Unleashed's 3D boost and Rush's 2D boost is night and day. Get it? No? I'll go fuck myself, okay. Sonic Unleashed is praised as the best implementation of the boost formula, and I can see why everybody thinks that. To this day, I still go back to Sonic Unleashed and try my best to shave off as much time as I can from my Juggle Joyride day speedrun. The immense feeling of power you gain from tearing through cities and towns at Mach 2 and beyond is insane. Most of it is just camera work spectacle, but it's immaculate and really sells the true feeling of speed. The coolest thing about Sonic Unleashed's boost stages is the extension of Sonic's moveset. He can now slide under small spaces, stomp through boxes, wall jump, and even drift. These additions, what the fuck, only further enhance the modern Sonic experience. It's no wonder that this game is so high up on many people's lists. Sonic Colors kinda toned it down, despite still being a boost game by nature. In this game, boost is more or less a power-up of sorts. You can play through most of the game without relying on it too much, and it's not as easy to farm as it is in Sonic Unleashed. But when Sonic Generations came out a year later, they returned to the Unleashed style of boost. It was nerfed just a little bit, but it still plays very similar to Unleashed's day stage. Most of modern Sonic stages in Sonic Generations receive high praise for being some of the best boost stages in the franchise. In fact, the only stages that I could think of that receive flack are Modern City Escape and Modern Planet Wisp. It's a shame that Sonic Team neglected the boost formula to make Lost World, as I think the boost could have been perfected even more after Sonic Generations. Overall, the pre-2010s boost era is considered the pinnacle of this formula. Almost everyone agrees that the games I've listed handled the boost formula well, as these games still offer lots of challenge to keep the formula fresh. However, it is not Unleashed nor Gens that sparked the killing off the boost debate. In fact, it's the later boost games that have sparked this and is still keeping the fire going. After Sonic Lost World and the failures of Sonic Boom, the boost formula would return once more with Sonic Forces in 2017. Unfortunately, Sonic Team couldn't carry the flame from Sonic Generations. The boost was significantly weaker in this game, and the stages were designed with extreme amounts of automation. Everything that made the boost formula special was removed in favor of dashing like a maniac. Now don't get me wrong, I'm a bit of a Sonic Forces enjoyer. Yes, I said that, sue me. But even I can agree that when compared to Sonic Generations, Unleashed, or even Colors, Forces is the weaker boost game. This game is one of the main reasons why people dislike the boost formula, now. All of the stages of Sonic Forces were designed to hold your hand and take control from the player. Not to mention the levels always seem to end just as things start to get interesting. Do you know how embarrassing it is to have the level end with just beating it with one finger? I'm glad we're in a better position now, but Forces was just the biggest disgrace to the boost formula. The franchise is just now recovering from the irreversible damage this game has done, but unfortunately Forces isn't the only problem here. The problem of heavy automation became even more apparent with Sonic Frontiers. But not just that, as the boost formula stagnation was also more visible. Not only were 95% of the cyberspace stages just stolen layouts from better boost games, but the boost was significantly weaker than that of even Forces. Every cyberspace level feels incredibly slower when compared to other boost games that came before it. I do like the fact that boost no longer makes you invincible to the enemies in front of you though. I feel like with proper tuning, that mechanic could work in a future game. But outside of that, there's nothing special that cyberspace boost brings to the table. Even with the free updates adding power boost and spin dash to cyberspace, it only made things 20% better. Power boost isn't much faster than regular boost in cyberspace, and pair that with the bizarre physics is just not sinking in for me. I love the boost formula a lot, but seeing how Forces and Frontiers handled it is just a little bit hurtful. The open zone isn't much better, to be honest. Ignoring the fact that most of the platforming isn't connected to the open zone, there's an over-reliance of automation as well. It feels like the game doesn't trust you to make your own decisions sometimes, and that's a big issue that every post-gens boost game has. It's a good thing that the Final Horizon update exists though. That one update fills me with hope that the next mainline game won't have excessive amounts of automation. Luckily, it's not all doom and gloom for the boost formula. I present to you Shadow Generations. Shadow Generations, a game that was released in 2024 to coincide with Shadow's debut in the movie universe, is my reasoning for keeping the boost formula. Is it perfect? No. Does it hit the same highs as Sonic Generations, the game that it was bundled with? Not exactly. But is it a fun experience that proves that the boost formula still has potential? Absolutely. Shadow Generations is the perfect game to prove that the boost formula doesn't need to be completely killed off. In fact, there's an entirely different problem at play here. The reason many people are against the boost formula is that there's hardly anything innovative anymore. Most of the time it's just aimless boosting until you reach the goal ring. However, Shad Gens adds a bit of spice to the formula. With the implementation of Doom powers and Chaos control, platforming reaches new heights for the current era of the Sonic franchise. Things like Doom Blast, Doom Wing, and even Doom Surf are all things this franchise needed to justify keeping the boost alive. Sure, there's still room for improvement, but when compared to Forces and Frontiers, Shadow Generations is the pinnacle of the Neo Boost era. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call this new wave of boost formula content. In fact, due to my recent replay of Shadow Generations, I formed a few ideas on my own. What if there was a way to save the boost formula? To keep ideas fresh and avoid stagnation? I think the best way to keep boost fans happy and stay true to the main identity of the franchise is to delegate the boost formula gameplay to spin-offs only. Hear me out. With the way I see it, SEGA and Sonic Team want to return to Sonic's roots for this new open zone concept that they have going for them. The best way to do that is to keep Boost out of the mainline games. Boost and momentum-based gameplay cannot coexist. A few years ago I used to believe that they could, but now that I'm looking at it again, it's just not a reality. Both concepts are completely different from each other, and they hinder each other from reaching their fullest potential. In my ideal scenario, all of the mainline games going forward will return to the ways of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure. Momentum-based platforming but with a grander environment. That way, spin-off games could focus on growing the Boost brand and even try it with different characters. In my opinion, the Boost formula works best with characters like Shadow and Blaze. Just imagine a third Shadow game. A spin-off game with the Boost formula, but they could expand it to be just as good as Unleashed. They've already done a great job of making the levels lengthier than they were in Forces and Cyberspace. All that's left to do now is to find a way to make Shadow feel faster and reduce the amount of automation in the game by 50%. Of course, some automation is needed in parts, but we shouldn't be too reliant on it. Once they learn to reduce automation, speed up the boost gameplay, and implement even more platforming elements, the boost gimmick would surely flourish. Delegating the boost exclusively to spin-off games could lead to some interesting developments. You could use this as the perfect way to experiment with the formula, trying new things that have never been done before. The main gimmick with Shadjin's was the Doom powers. What if we made a Blaze spin-off game where you could implement her acrobatic moves from Sonic 06 into the mix? There are so many things you can do with this formula, and there are so many games you can make with it as well. And no, this is not me saying that every spin-off game should be a boost game. But if you split the boost from the mainline games, there are way more opportunities to refine the formula. There are many things wrong with the current state of the boost formula. From automation to lack of innovation, I can't say I don't understand why people think the formula should die. But in my honest opinion, the boost has loads of potential. I have great faith in Sonic Team's current direction for my favorite blue Hedgehog. If they choose to stick with the boost formula a little longer, I'm sure some of my suggestions would make the cut. The best move for them to make would be to keep the boost formula as a spin-off mechanic. That's all I have to say for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, I encourage conversations in my comments. Disagree with one of my ideas? Have any other visions for the boost formula? Be sure to let me know. All I ask is that you keep the comments civil. With that being said, I must depart for now. This is MC Zuzu signing off.